After a nationwide search in 2009, the Asbury Seminary Board of Trustees appointed Dr. Timothy C. Tennent as 8th President of Asbury Theological Seminary. As of June 30th, 2024, Dr. Tennent will transition from the Asbury Seminary presidency after 15 years of outstanding leadership. He has built upon the foundation left by the 7 presidents before him and leaves behind his own legacy that sets the theme for this celebration of Mission Strong. During Dr. Tennent's presidency, he has led the institution courageously forward in strategic initiatives and faithful vision. One of his first major undertakings was to lead the seminary through a strategic planning process. The original Strategic Plan 2023, adopted in 2012, listed 55 goals which were later consolidated into 23. Through careful, detailed implementation by Dr. Tennent, all goals were met. As a result, the Board of Trustees has officially certified that each of these goals has been met. God has blessed Asbury Seminary with financial stability in spite of many challenges. Loans have been paid in full, including the one for the physical plant facility and the mortgage on the Florida Dunham campus. To fund our strategic plan, and in anticipation of the seminary's 100th birthday, we launched our 100-fold comprehensive campaign in January of 2015. Thanks to the hard work of the advancement staff, President Tennent, and the prayers and faithful support of many, many friends and alumni, givers both large and small, the audacious $100 million goal was not only reached, but was oversubscribed for a total of $155 million. All of the strategic plan initiatives were fully funded by the official end of the campaign in 2022, including a $1.5 million restoration of Estes Chapel, completed in 2018. The number of major donors has increased significantly during President Tennent's tenure. The Tennent tours around the country and globe resulted in newly forged commitments and cemented relationships with active donors. Among these donors are Bill and Carol Latimer, a couple who generously support the mission of Asbury Seminary. Significant foundation gifts also have been secured, including several major grants from the Lilly Endowment. Asbury Seminary has a saying that when a student goes to seminary, the whole family goes to seminary. Our residential footprint has grown at a time when other seminaries are having to sell their property. The Latimers fully funded Callis Village, with its 150 townhouses for family living and the community house. They provided matching funds for Galloway Village, residence halls for single men and women. Enrollment growth has been due at least in part to our on-campus housing. Enrollment has grown from 1,571 in the fall of 2009 to 1,739 in the fall of 2023. In 2020, Asbury Seminary hit what President Tennent acclaimed as the Enrollment Triple Crown: our highest ever enrollment, our largest incoming class, and the most student hours sold. That year capped 7 straight years of enrollment growth. President Tennent has led the educational and support community to embrace innovation in program offerings, to retain an outstanding publishing and teaching faculty, and to strengthen community formation in spirit and leadership communication. President Tennent's focus on diversity has resulted in promoting more women and minorities to leadership positions than at any other time in Asbury's history, including appointing the first female African American to serve in his cabinet. Through the combined vision of J.D. Walt and President Tennent, Seedbed launched in 2012 with its mission to gather, connect, and resource the people of God to sow for a great awakening. The New Room Conference, which Seedbed started, began in 2014 as an annual gathering of clergy and laity across all Wesleyan denominations for fellowship, worship, teaching, and preaching. New Room has grown from an initial 250 participants to over 2,300 in 2023. If there is an enduring hallmark of President Tennent's leadership, it might be summed up in the word global. Asbury Seminary has always had a global focus, having welcomed our first 2 international students in 1927 just 4 years after the seminary's official opening. For most of our history, our residential campus in Kentucky has been our largest, but recently enrollment through our online program and extension sites has eclipsed that of our Kentucky campus. To acknowledge this new reality, in 2020 the seminary launched Asbury Seminary Global, an initiative that combines online and short, targeted residential experiences at convenient church-based locations into a new hybrid educational platform. The seminary currently has extension sites and full degree offerings in Memphis, Tulsa, Colorado Springs, Orlando, Tampa, Bangalore, India, Medellin, Colombia, and London, England, with plans to continue opening new sites across the U.S. and around the globe. Asbury Seminary has entered into global partnerships with a variety of mission agencies, theological schools and associations, churches, and other organizations in Africa, Asia, India, Europe, and Latin America, including Cuba. The seminary sends faculty to teach in our partnering theological schools and organizations and welcomes global scholars to our campus. Participation in the Langham Partnership USA, for instance, enables Asbury Seminary to help build intellectual capacity and godly leadership in international academics who will serve evangelical churches in their own contexts. As a missiologist himself, President Tennent's passion for spreading the gospel globally is evident in church planting. Asbury Seminary's church planting initiative began in 2013, offering institutes, events, fellowships, and degrees to train church planters. He has observed that with this program, we continue to realize our goal of equipping the global church and increasing accessibility to those in ministry around the world. The church planting initiative plans to connect, train, and mobilize more than 10,000 church planters through a wide array of programs by 2030. One of the goals of Asbury Seminary's Strategic Plan 2023 was to establish targeted initiatives in Florida to meet the needs of the Latina population. A major foundation grant launched our Hispanic initiative, which today includes a fully bilingual Master of Arts in Ministries degree, established in 2020, and a Latina cohort in the Doctor of Ministry since 2015. Still, other foundation grants enabled the seminary to strengthen the quality of preaching among Hispanic communities and to help Hispanic pastors thrive in ministry. Asbury Seminary's Latino Center continues to work towards developing yet more innovative ways to support pastors and leaders in the Latina church. Asbury Seminary's ethos statement has been revised twice during President Tennent's tenure, once in 2010 and again in 2016. Both times, the language has been modified to strengthen and clarify the seminary's covenant to live together as a Wesleyan community, standing within the tradition of Christian orthodoxy. Asbury prospered even during the COVID-19 pandemic, including strategic new thinking around the Asbury Institutes and our D-Min program, and celebrating our highest ever enrollment in the fall of 2020. The launch of a new school of counseling, as well as the Van Tatenhove Counseling Center, now housed in the former Wilmore Daycare, demonstrates Asbury's commitment to healing and wholeness through the power of the gospel. When Timothy and Julie Tennent arrived here in 2009, little did we know how much Julie's gifts and talents would contribute to our life together. She accompanies the seminary singers and has often played the organ in chapel. She was involved in the renovation of what is now known as Hollick Hall, the rehearsal space for the seminary singers. With her love for music and her knowledge of the confluence of hymnody and theology, she collaborated in the development of the Asbury Seminary hymnal, which is now used in Estes Chapel. She also worked with others and with Seedbed to publish Our Great Redeemer's Praise, the first major Wesleyan hymnal in 30 years. Dr. Tennent and Julie also collaborated on 2 works on the Psalms, books entitled A Metrical Psalter and A Meditative Journey Through the Psalms. The Tennents' gift of hospitality has been obvious from the start. They welcome visitors to walk the grounds of Rose Hill, open their home for the new student orientation picnic at the opening of school in the fall, welcome faculty and staff to celebrate Christmas at their festive annual open house, and host the Christmas party for the seminary singers. For these and many other reasons, we thank God for and rejoice in what has been accomplished during the presidential tenure of Tim and Julie Tennent. With clear focus on the eternal mission of Asbury Theological Seminary, President Timothy C. Tennent leaves a legacy of institutional strength, flourishing faculty and staff, profound global impact, and courageous students who live in supportive communities with God's expansive vision for their lives, the embodiment of Mission Strong.